money and giving my time and skill for schools in a foreign country. What does that look like? Bad. So therefore, for 2 years I've run an investigation, and now I'm audited every year for the same thing, okay, every year. So I wrote this for them. Because I undertake this out of my salary, okay. You see that 10 days is the absolute minimum. I call the work of teacher training in the classroom project research, because the work at this end continues to nourish the teaching at the other end. This is not helping people. This is not helping people or giving back or crap like that. That's American feudal language. This is because I am interested in knowing if the place that the CNN calls the largest democracy in the world, and these people all vote, and the party in power in my state is the Communist Party Marxist, if it is possible to supplement vanguardism, or the vanguardism that would be you folks, the people who know, the people who lead, etc. You don't have to be called a vanguard. But socialism is for everyone. Socialism is for all the people, all the time. So therefore, democratic socialism, where people have to know how to vote, so that people will not say that this government is too much government. Because in a democracy, that structure belongs to you. You use it as a citizen. That's why I took Dan's point that they should remain citizens immediately. But you don't know this if you're way down below and your votes are counted, right? It's their bought and sold. You don't know this. So this is an intellectual project, and it helps me understand the attitudinizings of the good folks in the United States, as I say, the self-selected moral entrepreneurs. So I call it project research. You'll see that 10 days is the absolute minimum. That is why I deprive myself of the pleasure of lingering with you, for I must get back to the university that employs me. My residences are without electricity and plumbing, and the ecological plots are small, lent to the people by their maliks on rough ground. The jeeps are ancient, and yet I live in luxury among them. And then there's a whole account of what I do every day, which I gave to the IRS. That'll take too long. So and the IRS said, we want an account of what you do every day. So I gave a mind-blowing account. I hope some of you will come and look at this sometime. I'm an old woman vice chancellor, I wrote to end. If before I die, there is even one student who did not listen to this one, who develops something like democratic judgment, quite different. This is why I began as I began. Quite different from justified self-interest. They're going to get you. I think it's justified. I was happy. Justified self-interest against oppression from all sides. If there's one person, and I belong to Du Bois's camp, right after, in his Black Reconstruction, he wrote, the Negro needs food, clothing, and shelter. But at the same time, he needs to know how to communicate with the stars. That's where democratic judgment comes from. If you keep people, and the people I work with, I tell them all the time, listen you have been reduced to bodies, only manual labor. The ruling class does intellectual labor, I think, and your heads have been ruined. It begins to speak to them. I'm a Du Boisian here, and also a Gramscian. I won't be able to talk about Gramsci too much. So I say, if there's one student who develops something like democratic judgment, quite different from justified self-interest against oppression from all sides, there is perhaps hope. There was such a boy. See, the other side knows. There was such a boy in another area, in an even more, quote, backward district, this is government language, where I started this sadhana. The local ex-zamindar, that is to say the feudal lord, who in 1952 this was abolished, but in the very backward areas this is still working, you would never know it from CNN. The local ex-zamindar closed the 4 schools there in my absence, destroying 20 years' work, because nothing threatened the, quote, good, rich local than judgment among those whose problems he solved. And this guy and the writer I translated, they were good. Together they scared the police, they did litigation, they made stupid plans of completely chemical fertilizer type agriculture for all these people, etc. They were good. But they never thought of the fact that the access to citizenship is not just solving people's problems. That's not what it is. So, therefore, once he saw that there was this one boy in all these years who was actually distinguishing between things and thinking about his future in that way, he closed the schools because he knew what was scary. He closed the schools. That's why I say, don't be just self-interested people confined to the United States. They know. As long as you play like that, you're fine. You just meet a little problem in Seattle and Genoa and so on and so forth. You're fine. You can be under control. The world is big. So the local examiner closed the 4 schools there in my absence, destroying 20 years' work because nothing threatened this, quote, good rich local than judgment among those whose problems he solved. The boy had not advanced far enough to retain what had only just begun. He has fallen back into the ranks of the rural destitutes. The life of my exemplary local assistant has been destroyed. Forgive me for writing such a long letter, etc. I'm going to close, but I'm going to give you an example of Marx talking about a socialist society turning capital around, okay? He doesn't talk about anybody's problems. Okay. This is capital 3. This developed, this is not Marx, it's just my head note. This developed post-capitalist structure must once again be filled with the more robust imperative to responsibility which capitalist social productivity was obliged to destroy. And the imperative must be redefined as defective for capitalism rather than necessarily pre-capitalist on an interested sequential evolutionary model. Capital, being the abstract as such, has no other path but toward globalization. And remember, socialism is also globalization, except it's not capitalist globalization. International socialism by Pacific means is what we international socialists look for, not just socialism in one country and that the semi-fascist United States. The capital, being the abstract as such, has no other path but toward globalization. Human beings are not only abstract, as even rational expectations must admit, hence an unequally developed world. If, however, this is Marx now, wages are reduced to their general basis, that is, that portion of the product of his labor which goes into the worker's own individual consumption, if this share is freed from its capitalist limit and expanded to the scale of consumption that is both permitted by the existing social productivity and required for the full development of individuality, communicating with the stars. If surplus labor and surplus product are also reduced to the degree needed under the given conditions of production, on the one hand to form an insurance and reserve fund, on the other hand for the constant expansion of reproduction in the degree determined by social need, if finally both the necessary labor and the surplus labor are taken to include the amount of labor that those capable of work must always perform for those members of society not yet capable or no longer capable of working, then nothing of these capitalist forms remains. It's the same capital, but simply those bases of the forms that are communal to all social modes, common also, gemeinschaftlich, to all social modes of production. That's simply put. It's not a welfare state, because a welfare state is just a nation state. And it's a beautifully put thing that we forget. And I write acknowledging the tremendous social productivity of capital, rather roughly equivalent to economic growth in development powers. Marx wrote this subjunctive formula for the transition from capitalism to socialism, but did not live to specify the magic for its continued exercise. In the event, the planning, and this is what you must not do, the planning was as disingenuous internally as it was systematically thwarted externally. The development of the welfare state thrived on the edge of multi-party democracies, those Northwestern European Second International states that prided themselves on a liberal revolution. Under globalization, pushed by post-coloniality and ethnic cleansing, that pride too is crumbling. So, the one word from Gramsci, I was going to talk about Haiti, but I think I've talked long enough, so forget it. But let me just say one word from Gramsci and close up. Okay. Gramsci thought most carefully about these questions. Already in the early days, before he went to jail, you know that he was put to jail. This may be an apocryphal story because supposedly Mussolini said this mind must not be allowed to think for 20 years, and he died in jail. But